Today we're going to take a look at Aparavi's data intelligence and automation platform, the dashboard, and how you can customize it and make it work for you every time you log into the platform itself. Everybody wants to have their own tools available in applications. So using the easy to configure dashboard will allow you to put the widgets and the information that's important to you. So first we'll start by logging into the platform. So the login screen, and then once you log in, it's going to produce information based on the last time you logged in. So what you're looking at here is the dashboard. So a lot of the really fast analytical information that you can get from the dashboard itself is, things like, the date ranges of files. Most intelligence applications capture the date ranges of files. So it's part of a main way that people in organizations like compliance officers or retentions officers actually will segment the data, based on how old it is. So if the age is how you determine the relevancy or the value of the information, because of your very general record schedule, you would just basically say, I'm going to keep all of my files for 2 years, but after 2 years, I'm going to remove them. There's other ways that you can do that, but in some cases, that's really as simple as it gets. So we'll have the file creation date, modification date, access date on the dashboard. So up here on the left, the AI tech, and then you see the tree here. This is your main organization. So the main organization being the test demo is AI tech, but it would be your company name, and this is where all your global settings would be. And then these under here would be separate locations that you're actually scanning and getting information from. So the widgets, the windows that you see here, these are called widgets, and they can be modified and moved around to wherever you want to do, wherever you want to customize them. Maybe if you want to see the modification date is something more important, you can just basically move it over and kind of rearrange these. You can also add different graphs or looks just by hitting the 3 dots here and saying edit, and then you could choose what type of chart you want to see. So if you want to do the vertical bar chart, and then you could say, I want to do the descending or whatever, and then say okay, and it would change that to bar chart instead. So it just makes it easier. A lot of people want this different customization so that they can see their information and it's easy for them to understand. People look at bars or circles or pies or these type of charts over here, differently. So other things that you can add are like file by extension. So this is a really good one here because this one actually tells you who your biggest storage offenders are. So if you're a media or some sort of ad agency or whatever, you would expect design and graphics files to be consuming the most storage, but if you're just a normal business or you're an organization that maintains a lot of, like, say, Office files or Word files or whatever, then you would expect documents or other types of files that are, like the document types. These would be your heavy offenders. But one of the things that's really intriguing to me is the ability to use the files by extension to see anomalies within your organization. So if you're looking at, say, you have 13 gigs of text files, this may be a red flag for you. Most of these type of files would be diagnostic logging, or they're different logs or files that have been created by an application that tracks all the activity in an organization, right? Or in an application, so you could actually go in and say, wow, I want to find out what these 13 gigs of text-based files are, because that's a lot of, that's either some very large text files or there's a lot of them, right? So that might be one of those anomalies. And also if you have no need for audio files, but you have lots of audio files, you might say, well, okay, somebody is copying their MP3s or whatever up, so using this is really a good indication of how the storage is being used. One of the unique things about Aparavi's platform is the classification element, so you can add the classification widget and you can see, immediately how much of your data is at risk. So you see personal data policies, you see the HIPAA or Health Insurance Portability Act, so these are all policies that are enabled in the platform so that you can actually drill down through the information quickly and see all the data. And you can just click on these as well, and you can bring up all the information that has that HIPAA related file. So, and you can do that by, if you double click on the policy and you click on the details pane, and then you click one of these files, you'll see that there is, in fact, U.S. Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, or the HIPAA policy in here. There's other classifications as well, like personal data and stuff, which you would expect, since HIPAA's policy has most of the elements in the personal and sensitive data policies, as well as like medical information. So the dashboard again helps you to quickly find your relevant regulated data and whatever. Also, it shows your data sources and then the permissions on the information. So you can add new widgets just by going to Manage Views and say Add Widget, and then pick and choose the widget that you want. A lot of these are more on the administration, like the console, the task statuses, where you can restart or start processes. I mean, there's a lot of different ones here, and we'll be adding more as we go. But this is as easy as it gets. And once you define your dashboard and you log out, then that dashboard is going to be saved for you whenever you need it. So hope this was helpful, and stay tuned for more demo videos for Aparavi's platforms.